Login complete. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's world, the safe space for wrestling fans like you. Anytime you see Vincent Kennedy McMahon's name in the news, you already know he said something stupid, out of touch, or it's just an old man crying because his fragile little ego got hurt. I'm your host, Alyx, just Alyx. Anytime we come up here and discuss Vince McMahon, I'm always expecting some pushback from the faithful, the VKM faithful, the McMahon allegiant, who will remind you that if there wasn't a Vince McMahon, there would not be a wrestling business. Well, no duh. Yes, he is a business icon. If he didn't exist, I would not be a fan. This YouTube channel would most likely not exist, and we would all be talking about something else. Or whatever the hell. It would be a different reality altogether, right? And I'm always going to be grateful for what he has contributed to the wrestling business. That doesn't mean everything he does is gold. He cannot do any wrong. I don't worship this guy. Those who worship Vince McMahon have serious issues. You worship a dude who has been slapped with all kind of just crazy, I'm not going to say the word because I'm scared I'll get flagged, but SA. You know what SA means, right? SA allegations. Apparently you can't say the actual phrase now, or otherwise you'll get flagged. Your video will get flagged. That's who you worship? Really? I mean, do you, but look, he is human like everybody else, and this guy, over the last decade, has made some dumb decisions. Not just off screen, but most importantly, on screen, that has hurt the product. And ever since he left, WWE has shown nothing but growth. They have shattered records. They have shattered attendance records. They have made the most money they could ever make because of the people running it after he was told to leave. Stephanie, Triple H, and creative Nick Khan. But there was always a side of me that thought, this merger, this sale, it's not being done for the sake of the business, for the sake of the health and future growth of WWE. No, it was done so Vince McMahon can maintain power. He didn't like the fact that the company was thriving without him. And all of that was proven today when Fightful Select reported about a backstage employee meeting that Vince had with the WWE remaining employees, as well as Ari Emanuel, the owner, not just of WWE, but UFC, the whole TKO group, and Nick Khan, the president. So I am going to read this article. Again, shout out to Sean Rossap and Fightful Select for posting this. And essentially, it starts off by saying Ari Emanuel, Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Nick Khan held a staff meeting in Stamford today. Says here, Ari mentioned that his daughter, Ashley, works for WWE now. She's been a creative assistant. So she's been helping out with creative. Interesting. And we all thought Ari Emanuel wouldn't be involved somehow. He might not be involved, but his family is. This is where things get interesting. Vince McMahon spoke. He said that the company had plateaued or stagnated, and the merger needed to happen to take the company to the next level. This gained a lot of eye rolls and reactions within the company, who pointed to WWE touting record numbers. Record views, record sales, merchandise sales, record attendances. The company literally has been thriving more than ever. The moment Vince left, and Triple H was left to take this company, create new characters, create new stories, bring back some new faces, and do things that wouldn't have happened if Vince McMahon was in charge, he was able to really expand upon WWE's worth. And unfortunately, that has gotten worse since Vince came back. So maybe there is some truth to what he said about it stagnating. He doesn't realize that it stagnated because of him. Something to think about. But regardless, this comment led many to reaffirm their beliefs that Vince McMahon did a deal so he could return to WWE. We'll get to that in a second. Ari said that they've had a long relationship with WWE, and he's looked to Vince McMahon for help and advice in the past. There were talks of the cuts, and it was said that it was unfortunate, but had to happen. Unfortunately, that is a downside of business. Just so we're clear, just because it's normal doesn't make it right. Hundreds of people lost their jobs because of this. And I pray for all of them that lost their jobs. Luckily, no wrestlers, but still. This is the final note from Fightful Select. It says, regarding the note that one employee said that the massive layoffs wouldn't have happened under Stephanie McMahon's watch. Yeah, I can tell you right now before I even read the rest of it. I love Stephanie. There ain't no way she could have stopped this from happening either. The layoffs were going to happen regardless. Anytime you do a merger like that, the people in charge, the people who already have money, are going to do whatever they can to not only keep the money they have, but make more. How do you do that? Making cuts. You don't need 10, 20, 30 people running social media. You just need 5. Get you a good 10, 15 people, maybe, to do everything instead of 30, maybe even 20. And that sucks. But yeah, continuing. We've had several current and former employees reach out regarding that. They all noted that while Stephanie was beloved in the office, not only would it have still happened, what I tell you, due to the merger, her team got actively dismantled while she was still there. Listen, when you're dealing with billionaires, that's a whole new level of headache and BS, political BS that is unfounded. Just so you're aware anytime you start working for companies like this. So, let's get to the main point of all this. If you still believe that Vince did this for the betterment of WWE, seriously, it's time to wake up. Vince McMahon being back in WWE is not good. It's not. I don't care what position he's in. Whether it's executive chairman or whether it's ambassador, this man being around WWE is toxic. He doesn't make it better. If anything else, the fact that the company got better while he was gone, immediately after he left, the company surged. It improved. That should tell you all you need to know about Vince. So, this whole thing about him coming back for the betterment is all bullshit. He's doing it for his ego. He hated. He could not live with the fact that the company was thriving without him. So he bullied his way back in because he had majority power, voting power. He was still the owner of the company. And he sold his own company to Ari Emanuel with the idea that he would still be in charge, that he would still be able to return. And so what he does is lie. He lies. This whole thing about the company stagnating, just look at the records. Go on any website. Look at the attendance numbers. Look at the amount of record-selling merchandise for Cody, Roman, LA Knight, and others. The viewership, not just ratings-wise for TV, but across the board on social media and everything. WWE is the hottest it's been in a long, long time. And that's all because of Triple H taking the time to tell engaging stories and build new characters and allow this roster to feel like it's something worth seeing again. Helping to create new stars, helping to elevate people like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, LA Knight. I keep saying his name, get used to it. Cody Rhodes, of course, taking his place as the successor to Roman Reigns when he drops the belt. A lot of things have gotten better and continue to get better despite Vince McMahon putting his hands in things under Triple H. And because of that, every week you hear, oh, this is the highest attended crowd that the city has ever seen when it comes to a wrestling event, at least for WWE. Every show, they're selling out. Because of what the people were doing, the people being Nick Khan, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and everybody else that I'm not mentioning. They were able to do something with this product that really made Vince feel insignificant. And instead of doing the right thing, which was let the new generation take over, go home and just collect a paycheck. He was still making money. This is what I don't understand. Vince was still making money before the merger. He didn't need to sell. He didn't need to sell. He could have just sat home, collect a paycheck, and just retired. If he want to start a new wrestling company, whatever. He could have done that and been good. He couldn't live with himself, knowing that the company was doing better without him. And now you're hearing him say the show plateaued, the company was not making as much money, which is all kinds of BS. If there was a plateau, it was because of him. But in terms of overall success, in terms of overall attendances and whatever metric you want to go by, WWE is one of the hottest things, not just in wrestling, but in entertainment today. That's not a lie. That's not hyperbole. It's reached a new level of popularity. And it's baffling to me that we still have to deal with these out of touch, fragile egoed mother effers. I'm serious. Like, it's very discouraging as a wrestling fan being able to watch Raw, SmackDown, if you watch NXT, sure, these pay-per-views, and get all this great wrestling that I'm grateful for. But then know that we're not going to be able to get the best out of it because we have an out-of-touch old man who needs to have say, who needs to have power, who needs to feel in control somehow. Say, I don't like that guy. And then Triple H has to make that work because it's not about the betterment of the company. It's satisfying his ego. And I don't want to hear, well, it's his company. It ain't his company no more. You could have said that months ago when he was still in charge. It ain't his company no more. It's Ari Emanuel's. So I'm not trying to hear it no more. I'm not trying to hear this, well, he created it so he could do whatever he want with it. Sorry. Too many lives are at stake here. It's not just the employees, but wrestlers and everybody else, the production crew, the people we don't even know about, the stage crew, the ring crew, the referees. Too many people's livelihoods are tied to WWE. It is not just about him. It's a conglomerate now. And this whole thing shouldn't be sacrificed, castrated, because one man is so out of touch because he's gotten so old and his fragile ego, we'll call it a frigo. His fragile ego is so easy to hurt. It's so easy to puncture. You can just sneeze on it and he reacts to it. That everything has to suffer to make him happy. Fuck that shit. I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'm tired of people defending him. And every time I see his name in the news, I just cringe because it's not fair to everyone else involved that we have to deal with him. We as fans have to deal with his BS because he can't let it go. And unfortunately, we're stuck with him until something crazy happens like a mass exodus, until wrestlers themselves say, we're not going to work unless Vince is gone. And it has to be a big portion of the roster to say that. That's when Ari Emanuel will listen and go, okay, you gotta go, Vince. And this time, if Vince is fired this time, he can't bully his way back in. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because he's no longer the majority owner. He's no longer the majority stockholder. He can't throw his weight around and force people to bring him back once he's fired or he's told to leave. And like I said in previous videos, it's only a matter of time. He's gonna fuck up somehow, some way. Whether it's something he does with women, whether it's stuff that he's got in trouble with when it comes to the FBI, federal agents, or whether it's just the fact that he just ruins the show creatively and just by being there. He's too old for it. I know that these wrestlers are loyal to Vince. Of course, they're always going to be loyal to him no matter what he does. He can kill a baby. They'll find a way to still defend him. I get it because their livelihoods are tied to Vince. But goddamn, man, at some point in time, he just becomes an anchor. So, it really does feel like he got his way. And going forward, things are probably not going to look all that good. But, like I said in a previous video, it's only a matter of time. This company is probably not going to see better days anytime soon. Probably. Hopefully, things don't take too much of a hit with Vince having his hand in creative and Triple H is still able to do something and still be able to at least make this work with him in charge and make him happy, make him think he had a hand in his growth, in WWE's growth, and the growth of the company. I can't speak for some reason. He had a hand in the success and the growth of the overall company. Whatever. But if things don't end up going too well, I'm not surprised. But the good news is he won't be around for long. I just think it's funny that this guy continues to say that things just aren't good unless he's around. And there are people who actually believe that because they worship him. I do not understand people who worship Vince and never will. But just wanted to talk about that. Give me your thoughts about things. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you for making me a part of your day. As always, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. We got more content coming from you, so be sure you subscribe and check out more right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Please have a good day. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out. Peace.
When you're